In diaspora, many of us have learned to just wear just westernized clothes. But do you know, the Asian people, they still wear their African clothes. So let us support our made in Africa wear. Support them because right now there are good quality of clothes out there that you can even wear to the corporate spaces. I wear it to corporate events. I wear it to work. I go to school sometimes, educational places, and I wear my African print. Is the way you combine it. That's what matter. Now, I'm not telling you to go and wear Boba and Hero to work. I don't know how you're going to explain that one, but I'm just saying it is good for us to incorporate our Africanness in what we do. Hello there. I just want to ask you a favor to subscribe, like, and share to your friends, your neighbor, your colleagues, your family, your friends, and everybody that you know. I'm really working hard to ensure that I bring useful and valuable information that will help you with your mental and emotional well-being so that you begin to thrive authentically. You know, a lot of us will feel we have to wait until something happens before we become reactive. But with this podcast, I am trying to give you information that will make you proactive so you don't even have anything to react to in the end because you are looking after yourself properly. So what are you waiting for? If you have been listening, please like, share, comment on anything that resonates with you. This will help to drive our visibility. And also, if there is any other topic that we have discussed that has been a trigger or that you feel you need support with, please visit www.asebconsultancy.com. There is a 15 minutes free consultation link that you can click on right there and book to speak to one of our counselors. Thank you so much for helping to drive visibility to this platform. And also, if you have been listening on Apple, Spotify, Audible, and every other um, podcast platform there, please follow us and keep sharing. Thank you so much. Back to the program now. Welcome back to the Authentic Driving Podcast. So, on today's episode, I am going to be doing this episode in honor of the Black History Month. You all know me. I love my identity as an African. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I want us to have a heart-to-heart talk about how we celebrate Black History Month. What does it even mean? Why do we need to celebrate Black History Month? And why do we have to wait till October to celebrate the Black History Month? You may say, you don't have to wait till October every year to celebrate the Black History Month. However, it is your duty, it is my duty to raise awareness of what it means to be an African. It is our opportunity for us to educate our colleague, for us to educate, our friends that are not Africans. And it's also an opportunity for us to be celebrated in our schools, in our colleges, in our offices as well, in our business spaces. So this is, different days have different celebration. You have the breast cancer awareness month, you have the women's international women's day, you have the different awareness day. So why can't we have the Black History Month as well? So we are going to be talking about how we honor Black History Month. For me, it is quite deep because Black History Month for me is not just about what our ancestors endured. It's not about slave trade for me. It's also, for me, it is about how we show up as an African. It's about how we tell our story, our rich story as an African. It's about how we express ourselves and build our confidence as an African. Is about letting people to know more about us rather than them relying on the negative media that is out there about Africans doing X, Y, and Z wrongly. But this is an opportunity for me to say, I'm an African, I've got integrity, I'm an African. I am talented. I am versatile. I'm an African. I am bold. I am happy. I'm an African. I'm creative. I am productive. I'm an African. I carry value and I bring value. It's about how we talk about how we have gone past the days where we were silenced, where we were oppressed, where we were told that we are nothing except we are validated by others that colonized us. It's about how we say we've gone past that. We are not thriving. We can coexist and also do things together if done in the right way. It's about how we use our language, our culture to enrich our everyday life. Black History Month for me is a time where I just want to tell everybody. Like, for example, recently my sister and I were having a discussion, and then she was really excited. I was like, what is going on? She told me about how she took some African food to work on a Friday. She took some jollof rice, some snacks, like meat pie, puff puff, and things like that. She got email of appreciation from her colleague telling her that the pastry was beautiful, was delicious, telling her that, oh my goodness, Ade, this is so nice. It made people realize that, wow, African delicacy is delicious. And she said she was so happy. It opened up conversations for her to talk about the ingredients, to talk about the recipe, to talk about things in a way. Now, they may have had pastries before, but our African meat pie is different. You know that, and I know that. So that is what we're talking about. What are you doing in your space, or what did you do in your space to showcase or to promote awareness about Black History Month? Now, I'm going to talk about my own journey. I remember when I used to work in the educational setting predominantly, and every October, I will ensure that I incorporate African cooking into the curriculum, and the head teacher, thank God, was so in tune with it. She agreed to that. We will make all sort of things. And my colleagues will just come to my classroom at the end of the day and just be trying different things. I remember we made puff puff, we made chin chin, we made jollof rice, and we made all sort of things. And I remember one of the child asked me, how come most of your delicacies are repeated? I was like, what do you mean repeated? It was like puff puff, chin chin, moi moi. That's when it dawned on me that, oh, I see. That is true. That is so true. That is absolutely true. I said they do that so that you can learn how to pronounce the word properly. So, which meal are you taking to work when you organize your bring and share? Are you going to plan a bring and share to work? Whereby people bring food from your customer to give you time to share stories of the recipe, of how it was formulated. It will give you time to talk about the ingredients that we use, how rich it is. It will give you time to talk about why the food is special to you as an African. It will give you time to explain why, even though rice is rice universally, however, the method of preparation transforms it into different cultural delicacies that different people can say this is from Africa. Paella is from Spain. Risotto is from Italy. And biryani is rice delicacies from the Asian community, whether it be Indian or Pakistani. But jollof rice is from the African region. So this is where you tell your story. I don't know what you're doing, but I feel I need to encourage you to talk about us, share our story in a positive light, that people begin to respect us, people begin to understand us. Because what people do not understand, they tend to demonize it or decommonize it. They don't hold it as something that is of value. It is your responsibility. It is my responsibility to put Africa in the map. Now, what about your hairstyle? How are you styling your hair to, to portray that Africanness? You might decide to go with the locks like me. You can decide to texturize your hair. You can decide to braid it with different colors. You can decide to cornroll it. You can decide to plait it. You can decide to do banku knot. Whatever you decide to do, even when you have those wigs and all of those things on, you can still style it the African way and accessorize it. Use lovely African accessories, whether that be in your earring, whether that be in your headgear, or maybe in your hands. It is up to you. But bring a bit of Africanness into your hair styling or the way you wrap your hair. It is okay. Now, our hair journey reflects or it shows sometimes where we're at the minute of our life. There are some people they can't be bothered with their hair. It just shows that at this point they are not in a good place. When you're in a good place, your hair has a way of telling the story. It has a way of telling the story. Now, I chose to lock my hair in order for me to embrace my root without any force, without any filter, without fighting with my natural afro hair. Or should I tie up today or should I tie it down? You all know the battles that we face when we have those 4A, 4B, or 4C hair and you're trying to style it. Sometimes the hair will cooperate, other times it doesn't cooperate. Can you relate? Have you ever struggled with your afro hair while you're trying to get ready for work and you get tired and you just plait it down and wear a wig instead because you can't be bothered with fighting off your hair? Or have you find it amazing? You've just blow dry your hair and then the next day you're like, oh yeah, the afro was nice. Yes, let me bring it again. And you'll be taught a lesson by the shrinkage. Pew, the hair will just go flat on you. So whatever way, try and make sure you show up telling the stories. I know my hair has opened me up to tell different stories about different hair type that the Africans have. The Afro hair is not always the same. You have the 4A, you have the 4B, you have the 4C. Like me, I'm a 4C, is a little bit coarse. And when you touch it, it can be a bit spongy as well. So you have to know how to care for your hair. Now we are in the winter season in the UK. If you live in a diaspora, how do you care for your hair in order for it to be more malleable for you, in order for it to grow well and be healthy? How are you doing that? Look into hair treatment that will suit your hair, but make sure it's nothing too heavy that will hinder your scalp from growing your hair really fast. If you have any frontal problem, maybe your hair is receding or is breaking out the front, try to look for good natural hair material hair cream that will help your hair to grow. I've noticed that since I've locked my hair front is better. So because I'm no longer combing, stretching and all texturizing and all of the stuff. So my hairline is even better now. So I'm really, really grateful for that. You need to find out what will make your hair to grow well and be healthy. It doesn't matter the style you decide to go for, as long as your hair is healthy. Our hair has a way of also boosting our confidence as well. Our hair is our crown and our glory. So make sure you embrace your African hair the best way possible for you that will not cause you any stress. Now let's talk about the fashion, Afro fashion. I've noticed a trend recently, the Ashoke. I remember the first time I wore Ashoke was a short boba and then a short wrapper that you tie to your knee. I wore it for my friend's sister's wedding. And I was feeling so good, a proper wedding guest. It was so nice because I didn't want to wear the full hero and boba. I didn't know how to tie those two pieces. So this one was well up my street. However, the new trend now of them using Ashoke to sew like a suit piece and different also. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? I'm sure Mama Nikki Nika Davis will be very, very proud of what is going on. And I'm very, very sure that more ladies will have more job in making the Ashoke now. Now that it has become trendy, you can make it as a dress, you can make it as those combat trousers, you can make it as a suit, you can make it as a dungarees. I saw a dungarees and I was really, really blown away. How are you rocking your African print? Are you waiting for when you have a wedding or a big milestone parties to rock your African wear? You can wear your African clothes in various ways that it becomes so stylish. You can decide to just wear it like this or wear a sleeve inside or wear a jacket on it. It is up to you. You can rock your African print now that they have made African print so nice in the sense that you can wear it as a suit, you can wear it as a skirt, you can wear it as a corporate wear to work. I normally wear some of my African top to work. So maybe there's the time that you start wearing your African print to work. And if you're saying, Sonia, it's too cold to wear African print, wear it in layers. That's what I do. So no excuse. Wear it in layers. Earrings, you can wear some African earrings. You can accessorize it as well as a bag in different ways that you can do it. Even some people have it in shoes, in belts, in hair gears, and all of that stuff. It's so important that you begin to, wear these things. It tells a story. Whenever I wear it, they're like, oh, Sonia, you're always looking so colorful. I bet it's an African print. And I say, yeah, you guess it right. It is an African print and it carries so much memory. Sometimes if it's tie and dye like this one, I begin to explain to them, I know you guys know about tie and dye, but there are meanings to the way we interpret our the way we do our tie and dye. Some of them have some cultural meanings to it. Some of the patterns represent certain things. And we begin to talk about it like, oh wow, Africa is so rich in culture. Fashion for us is a reclamation. It's a way of saying, I remember when my papa would do our celebrations, like weddings. Like I tell my children, like we have two cultures in my home, the Beni culture and the Yoruba culture. So I tell my daughters, if you're getting married, your husband, I don't care where he's from, he's going to lie down flat on his face, portray in respect to beg for your hand in marriage. I'm like, this is so good. And when it's time for you to change, you're going to wear two attires. We talk about it. And like, Mom, is there a need for that? What's the meaning of the bride price? Is that not like selling me? I say, no, it is not selling you. It is about the honor and the respect because the money is paying is not enough that we used to bring you up the expenses, but it is a cultural thing to show that this is a valuable person that I'm taking off your hand and integrating into my family. I will honor her, I will look after her, I will care for her, I will love her. And it also show that you have people around you who care. You are not a homeless person, you are not just a wanderer. You came from somewhere. You came from a root. It is your culture in action. And when I begin to show them videos, God bless them in YouTube, of weddings, they're like, oh wow, it's so beautiful. It's so nice. It's so good. Now let's come back home. There are people that are making good names for Africa. The Ibukua Woshika, the Mama Ngozi, there are loads of them. Okay? There are loads of them. The Kosharis man, there are loads of business people. There are loads of the young ones, Shimamanda. There are loads of them that are making waves. We need to talk about them, not allow our children to be polluted with the negativity about Africa that they are suffering. It's not everybody in Africa that is suffering. We know the disparity between the rich and the poor is more, but that is not the full story of Africa. We need to use this opportunity to keep our children rooted in our rich and vibrant culture. They are princes and princesses that are loved and respected. You need to tell them the stories, help them to be rooted when we do all of these things. Being rooted in who we are doesn't mean that we we cancel the past, or doesn't mean that we bring the grievances of the past to the present. No, it means that we carry the past with honor while standing tall in the present. It means that we celebrate our past, we honor it, but we also learn lessons of learn from the past mistake of what happened. How do we be able to penetrate and and begin the slave trading? It was betrayal. It was hurt. If we didn't sell ourselves, that slave trade wouldn't have happened. If people were not greedy, that slave trade wouldn't have happened. People were selling their people for the slave trade to start to become a flourishing business. If we are stuck together, if we have stuck together in loyalty, in truth, and in harmony, that wouldn't have happened. So it's learning, saying, don't betray people, have integrity, be loyal. We need to talk about how to bridge our two worlds. We may live in the Western world now, but our root is that we're Africans and we are good people. We are hardworking people. We are smart working people. Talk about the inventions that people have invented in Africa. Speak about it. Speak about our contribution to the global inventions in the world. Doctors that are operating on people and then finish the operation on the baby, put the baby back again. That was a black man that did that. There's a surgeon in America as well. He's a black man that's also done, is qualified as someone that can do is it the heart and one other major operation. Okay? As Africans living in diaspora, we walk in two worlds. One that has taught us to survive, another one that has called us to self-identity, self-acceptance. Being rooted means we learn to merge our two worlds without disrespecting none, but honor both of them, learn from it, and build on both of them in order for us to be rooted. Wearing our locks to the board, wearing our African print to meetings, pairing our African teams with denim, with our plain trousers, owning our accents and not trying as long as our dictions are good. Naming our children with name, that's another one again. What is the meaning of your name, you that is listening to me right now? What does it mean? My name is Abiauyua Sonia. Abiauyua means born into wealth. So what that means, I always tell people, I never ever struggle. Because even when those challenges come financially, I remember who I am. My name is Abiauyua. What that means is that the wealth that I needed in my lifetime was already here waiting for me. So if I do experience a bit of a dip, what I do is to reassure myself with the mindset that it's only a matter of time. The abundance will come. And through what I need, God always have a way of providing it for me. He always have a way. Your name speaks for you. What is your name? Sonia also means wisdom. Wisdom as well. So I know Abiauyua is the African one, but your name speaks for you. So learning to, call forth your name and say, this is who I am. What is your name? Speak your name. If your name is Ayo, is joy. If your name is Uwa is also wealth. What is your name? If your name is Itoa, Itoa is mercy. Pray with your name. Learn to, just appreciate your name. It is so good. Use your Africanness to build resistance, to build healing, to build authenticity. It is so important that we do that. So, as I have encouraged you to celebrate Black History Month, not just in October, but to remain authentic with who you are, I want to remind you that our roots are not relics. They are living, breathing reminders of strength, artistry, identity. So let us take time to honor it with our fushers. Wear the outfits that makes you feel royal. Cook that meal that remind you of your grandmother's recipe. Play that song that carried the rhythm of family, bonding time. Touch your hair and remind yourself it is beauty. There is strength in it. It might be hard to manage sometimes, but there is strength in it. As you do this, I want you to also remember that if you are able to build your identity in your root, it is who you are authentically. Yeah, it is who you are authentically. It doesn't matter where you are. You will always be an African. It is who you are. It doesn't matter if you have another passport. You will always be an African. So rejecting it is not being real. So remember who you are. Remember who you are. You have God. And in this life, He has made you to be an African. So wear your African peacefully, be African respectfully, be proud of your roots, and be proud of who you are. I hope this episode has helped you to reflect on, am I losing touch with my Africanness? There is no reflection. You don't eat African food. You don't listen to African song. You don't wear any African clothes. You don't use any of your African name. You do not, nothing about you shows African at all. Are you losing your roots? Ask yourself. Ask yourself, how am I in touch with my roots, with who I am, with my authentic self? Thank you so much for listening to this episode. And on this celebratory month for Black History Month, I wish you all to be rooted in your authentic self. I wish you peace and love and inner harmony. Until I come your way again, I remain Abiauyua. Take care and God bless.